Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be using the scrap that we had left over from our Jolly Bar quilt and make a pillow, which is what I was wanting to do the other day. I couldn't find my fabric, but I've been in here trying to clean up a little bit. Found my fabric. It was with some patterns. Go figure. Okay, so here is my pillow form. I buy my pillow forms at Roby's Fabrics. I think they're like $6, and there's all kinds of different sizes you can get at Roby's Fabrics, and size determines the price. So I can't remember. I think these were like $6, and it's a pretty good size pillow. I think I've measured this before for you guys because this is one I always get. It is right about 18 inches across here. And I know I need some batting. I need another piece of fabric and some more fabric. So I need like a scrappy fabric. So I have this, and I have scrap batting down here. And if I have to piece some, we'll piece it. If not, we're good. I'll just have to see what's in the bag. I don't think I have a Lori Holt piece, and usually I don't use, it's hard to explain. This one here, you saw me make it. This is quilted just like a quilt, so there is a quilt top, batting, and then a backing, and that's just to help for stability. And I did use a piece of like upholstery material on the inside. So there is a backing. It's not just raw batting. I don't like that. I like the inside to be finished. So I need to find, and it doesn't matter if it matches or not because you're not going to see it, a piece of fabric that is big enough to cover the back. And what else do we need? The two pieces for this, and I do have a lot of Lori Holt fabric I can probably pull in from my stash just to make the two back pieces. Alright, so let me look through my stash. I have the scraps sitting here. Now I gotta find my other bits. Backing, batting, which I already pulled out, and my back panels. So let me dig through some stash. So I am splicing two pieces of batting together. They're just two separate pieces. And I have my zigzag stitch set, and we're just splicing those together. So I'm just keeping the two ends butted together and running that zigzag stitch so it'll catch both sides. As long as she's pretty well, one little spot right there that I missed. Good enough for me. Okay. Put it back on a straight stitch, because Lord, we don't want to. And I have a little bit of gray thread left in my bobbin. I'm just trying to run it out because it really doesn't matter right now. I'm just splicing this together, and now I can cut this to fit my pillow. And I pulled some fabric. We'll see what happens. My upholstery fabric is buried in a tote back there, and I don't want to dig it out. I really don't want to dig out that fabric. It is buried way in the back. And I want enough to cover, and I'm going to have to tug it just a little bit over here just to make it a little bit bigger. She does not have to be straight right now. I'll straighten her up in a second. All right. This can go back down the scrap bag. That goes right back over here in this little hole. That is enough to go around all edges of my pillow. Now I can straighten this edge up a little bit. Straighten it up where I made it kind of jaggy. Yeah, it'd be better start from this side because this side's smaller. Okay. Because we're going to need this later. So I pulled what Lori Holt fabrics I have left. I don't have a lot left except for like kitchen-y fabrics, and they just don't match. And I found this layer cake bundle from Fat Quarter Shop. We are going to see about incorporating some of these. So I have to make the back patchworky. It's fine. And I have this piece of green I can use for the back or for the inside. I also have this one. Usually on the inside I use something that's scrappy that you're not going to see. And I gotta find something that will go. This gray will go really nice. The yellows. Ooh, I like this gray right here. Could possibly sew those two grays together to make a big enough panel. You know, I love anything that's got verbiage on it. And then maybe this is deeper red. Okay. I'm going to fold this up and just lay it over here to the side for the time being. Alright. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know if that will be enough. I think I really needed to... Let's start with the top and we'll figure out the back here in a minute. So I've got some reds left. I got some yellow left. Some green. And a little bit of blue. I think I'm going to do some strip sets. Change my foot back to 1/4 inch. Make sure I'm on straight stitch. Take my stitch length down a little bit. Oh, we can turn that up, but not enough to shake you. It shakes you a little bit. That was red and a green. Let's do a red and a blue. I'm going to make up some more of these units. We're going to cut them into 4 patches. So I have my units. I didn't sew them all. I'm going to sew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I did actually end up taking one of the gray layer cake pieces, cutting it in half so I'd have some gray on the front, since there's a lot of gray in the quilt. Just to mix in a little bit of gray. Move these out of the way for a second. Let's get these ironed open. And I did turn my mat long ways this way so my iron would fit back there instead of this sitting on the mat. And I'm just ironing all one direction. And I'm thinking I have some white strips over here that were scrap. If I can cut like some small strips out of those, I can have some small sashing in between. Perhaps. We'll see what I have out of that scrap. Or I cut some white. One more. Then we're going to cut these in half and make 4 patches. There's that really pretty gray. So now let me take my ruler. You could stack these up, I guess maybe 2 at a time. I don't want to do no more than like 2 at a time. I've had several people ask me about this cutter and how I like it. I do like it. I think it was $20-something. It's called a, I always say the name wrong. It's a Martelli rotary cutter. It's for people that have hand issues. This thing is fantastic. I do have to watch a video when I have to change the blade, because changing the blade is kind of a pain. And if you're not careful, like all this will come out and you have to try to figure out how to get it back in there. I had to watch a video on that. But yeah, I mean, I really like that one. I have no complaints other than trying to change the blade is a pain in the rear. I had some white scrap from another project, and I think I can get quite a bit off of this. Fold this back up the way it was, and yeah, me and my big roller back. Ah, little mat fell down. can get, because there's salvage on there, we're going to cut off the salvage. I can definitely get 2 inches. I can almost get 2.5. So I'm going to go with 2 1/4. That'll give me a little bit of extra there. So white strips. Here's another one. I think we'll need a lot. I'm gonna try to keep these edges as even as I can. Get back over here. There we go. There we go. Lining them back up straight. I'm going to use a fold here for my straight edge. And 2. Get over here on this 2 where I can see the 2. 2 1/4. There's my 2. All right, let's see if that's enough or if I need to cut some more, because I think I do have some more. So I am going to put some sashing between these blocks. Look at those corners, guys. Look at those corners. And it's time for me a new chair. This one is so squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. And no, I'm not cutting that fabric. We'll cut it once I sew it. Get my end caught there. Straighten everything up. Then we will cut it. Voila! And I like pressing, anytime I use white, I like press it to the dark side if I can. And we'll see how that goes. That little bitty strip might not want to behave. Good job. Now we're going to sew it to this one. I want to be sure I've got myself correct here. Alright, so now we're just going to sash these squares. Okay, so here is my scrappy patchwork top, and we do have a little over 18 inches, so we should be good. We should be good without having to put a sash around the outside. Alright, so now I need to tighten my, there we go, tighten that up so I have a little more room. Lay my batting out just like you would a quilt. Make sure we are covered. And you guys saw I use a glue stick. And she is hid back here. Alright, I got it. Glue stick. I'm just going to, and if you get like goopy bits, just wipe it on your batting. It'll just stick to your batting. So I'm going to hit around the edges here. And smooth that down as smooth as you can get it. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to flip this around. So I'm going to flip this back to where that glue ended. Use basting spray, use pins, use whatever you want. But I have found this glue sticks work. It works great, the glue stick. And you have to wash it. It just washes out. I mean, it's just craft glue. And again, just press it out flat as you can get it. Okay. Then we're going to check the top, and if we need to reposition the top, it just pulls up. We're pressing it out as flat as we can get it, just like the table runner we just did. I do have plenty of scraps still left. Now right here, let me see how much I got at the bottom. I may have to shift it a little bit. I don't have this much up here in the corner, and I need some. So we might be reshifting just a little bit. If we need to. I think that looks good. Do I need more glue up here where I repositioned? Yeah, she's gotten a little. Just add some more. She's gonna be right on the edge right there, but I think we will be okay. I'm gonna just pull that batting because batting has some give. I'm just gonna pull that just a hair. All right, I think we're good there. I'm gonna trim this up just a little bit more. Actually, I'll use my rotary cutter because it'll be a cleaner edge. And you're making a quilt sandwich just like you do a quilt. I just don't need that much sticking out of the sides. I'm leaving like a quarter inch there. And I'm going to lay this back over. Now I need to find something for my back. Now if it's got some wrinkles in it, it's not as important as it would be if you're doing a quilt because this is going to be inside of a pillow. I need a piece of fabric to go on here. I think this will work just fine. I will have to, again, cut and splice. So let me just measure out here how much I'm going to need. I want it a little bit bigger than my project there. Just a rough cut. I'm going to sew these two pieces together. Okay, so I have the back sewn together on irons and my seam. So I'm going to try to line the seam up with them. You don't have to do that, but I'm going to just because I want to. And we'll cut off any excess. And I just realized while I was ironing this is scrap from backing that I used on another quilt. So I'm using up more scrap. And we're just going to do a very rough cut. It ain't gotta be perfect because it's gonna get cut off. Rough cut there. You can use that for something else. We'll flip it. Lay it out flat. Alright. And same thing, we're gonna glue stick this together. Same method, same thing. I'll make sure this is nice and pulled out flat. Try not to touch the iron because I do not want to burn myself. It might not be centered exactly, but she is centered enough. And same thing, I'm just going to glue stick this down. And then roll it up. I'll fold it back in half here. Same thing, glue, stick her down. All right, we're gonna get her stuck down and I'll bring you back. Okay, so the top part is done. The back is quilted to the front. I just went down this cross section and I noticed my center was a little wonky. Okay, just fine. I had these little iron-ons from another project, and this little flower matched up like perfectly to the colors and fit right where I needed it. So it is an iron-on. I did iron it on, but I did go back and put some stitches in to hold it down. So she is on there. She's not going anywhere. And I just thought that would be just a pretty touch because it matches all the colors in there. And it hides my little wonky center. Okay, so next up, I want you to look at this. Somebody has snuck in here and got on my pillow and my fabric. She has become my little sewing room girl. Now this is the one that's not been coming in here to nap. Alright, Lily, I need it. Can I have it? You gotta let go, little girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me make you a little bed. Do you want me to make you a little bed? Wait a minute. There you go. We may be making Lulu a little bed. Wait a minute. You can have the table. You can have the table back. So I have enough of this. Let me iron it. I can make the back. I'm just going to iron it out a little bit. Yep. Let's get some of these deep wrinkles out. It's been folded up for a long time. Alright, so there is one side. I think I'll have to use this piece for the other side, which is fine. This is a Lori Holt back quarter. Because it's going to be on the back. It's going to be on the back. And I know she's been folded up for a while. This was in a fat quarter bundle my hubby bought me a couple of years ago, and I have used it. That's what I did. My scrappiness is happiness, and I need to get that quilt put together. All the blocks are sewn. I've just not sewn them together. Shame on me. Okay. So now what we're going to do is take our top, our pretty top that we made. We're going to lay it down. I'm going to put my pillow on here to be sure that I have enough room. And yes, I do. Okay. Then we're going to take the back. And I'm going to have to sew one of the edges, and we're going to sew it. What I'll do is I'll roll it over and roll it over again so I have a nice clean edge. Let me go ahead and do that with this piece so you know what I'm talking about. We're going to take the edge and we're going to fold it again. Let me make sure I have, yes, enough. I'm going to fold it and fold it again and get a nice kind of clean edge going. And I'm going to sew that down. That gives it some more stability, because you're going to be taking this pillow in and out, in and out. Or you might not be taking it in and out. You might just leave it in the pillow. This gives it a little bit more stability on the edge there. And I will double tack these edges several times, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so there's one side, and I will sew that. Here is the other side, and this side is not as clean, but we're just going to take it and fold it again to get a nice clean edge. This side's a little bit thicker than the other, but it will be okay. There, we'll shorten it up a little bit. It's not quite as thick. All right, so let me run a stitch through these. All right, so here is my top. She's laid down flat. Here are my backing pieces. And you want these to overlap. Showing you wrong. It's been a while since I made one. You're going to be doing this inside out. Inside out, Shannon. Here we go. Let me cut this string. That was where my bobbin ran out. Okay. So you want these to hang off the top and off the bottom a little bit. And you want this to kind of come over the center a little bit. Okay. Again, smooth it out. And then here is my other side. And I have hemmed both of these edges. Same thing. You want it to overlap the top, and you want it to overlap the bottom, and you want these to crisscross over each other. You want them to crisscross over each other. Now we're going to actually use some pins. This is the first time I've used pins. I'm going to pin it up here where they meet, because I will be going over this several times, and I just noticed my fabric ain't up high enough. Okay, and we're going to pin around. Then you're just going to stitch this all the way around. You're going to stitch it all the way around. Pull you back up. All the way around a square. Go over the stress areas where you're going to be pulling this pillow in and out several times. Go over it several times. I'm just using a few pins to hold like my corners. Put one more right here. One over here. It's about 3 pins on each side. And then I'm going to sew around the whole thing. Okay, so I have gone around the whole thing. I did my corners really good. I want to go back over this corner right here though. Like double stitch. I don't think I got this corner, so let me do it really fast. I was reinforcing my corners. But I don't think I did that one. Okay. And snip the string because my string cutter didn't do. All right, there we go. So I reinforced my corners. I reinforced here where they overlap. So now let's turn it inside out, the fun part. I love making pillow covers. Let me flip you guys up. There's got to be a better way, right? Maybe if when I start making like tons of money, I can get all kinds of snazzy video equipment. Do I need to really trim those corners? I don't think I do. We'll poke it through here with my finger and see how they look. It looks okay. Making sure everything looks good. It's scrappy. I mean, you know, and you're using up scrap pieces that you had laying around and making something pretty out of it. Use your scraps, because I know we all got scraps. I'm going to give this a shake. Kind of helps get everything going here. I will take my iron and kind of iron these. Oh, I was sewing, she turned herself off. That's the only thing I do not like about this iron. If you do not use it, like constantly, it turns itself off. Just give it a quick little press with the iron. And then we'll put the pillow in and see how it actually looks. And did it actually fit? If not, we'll get a smaller pillow. I think my little piece of paper that was in here is shifted and not being as effective as it once did. And I'll iron it from the back too, because I'm just trying to get the seam where it needs to be. And this corner needs to be poked out a little bit more. Guys, we got a pillow, and it didn't take that long. I used up what I had. These scraps were just laying on my cutting table from my last project, and it will match. Well, not my last project, but you guys know what I mean. One of my last projects. All right, so let's see. And then here is the back. Now, getting the pillow in the back is where it's going to be like, is this going to fit? And this is why I say reinforce your corners, reinforce that opening right here, because you are going to be tugging on it. Ta-da! I love it. Oh my gosh, guys, and that little applique piece, the little iron-on embroidery piece. Look at that. Look how cute that turned out. It took me, I've probably been in here an hour, if that, and I had to rewind a bobbin. Yeah, pillow covers take me no time. That turned out so good, and I love making them. But alright guys, that is it. Just another way we can use up our scraps and make something beautiful out of it, and it can match something we already have. I'll see you guys on the next one, and I think I have decided to use, where did I put it? I laid it over here. I think I am going to try to use this Halloween fabric. I don't know yet. I'll have to get everything open with this. Is probably what I'm going to be sewing with next. And it will be just mindless sewing, because I have really no pattern for that. We're just going to kind of cut the panel into pieces. I'm going to border those pieces with some of this fabric and go from there. So if you want to see what that ends up looking like, be sure you hit subscribe and give me a follow over on Instagram, and Facebook is Moody Crew Quilters. I think I do have a Facebook page, but I'm more on the group than the page. I need to get more dedicated to my social media. But yeah, definitely get in the group. It's growing. Thank you for everybody that's joined. Be sure you're posting like your projects. And like I said, it doesn't just have to be quilting. It can be like recipes and crafty items and, you know, your garden, anything, homey, crafting, anything you can put in that group. So I'll see you guys probably Friday. Now, it might not get posted Friday, but I will be in here sewing Friday. Today is Wednesday. I have to take my son on errands tomorrow, and it's out of town, so I will not be in here Thursday. We'll get back in here Friday. All right, guys, I'll see you Friday.